Video number 3, and the chapter which we are dealing is the rotational motion, and the topic which we are starting today is the analogy between the linear motion physical concepts and it is related its relation with angular motion or rotational motion concepts. Okay, so first of all we are starting our relation with the angular velocity and a linear velocity. If suppose this is the diagram which you can see. I have taken a three coordinate system x, y and z. And we know that in pure rotation of a rigid body about a fixed axis, okay, every particle of the body moves in a circle which lies in a plane perpendicular to the axis and has its center on the axis, which we have already discussed in the previous lectures. So now what we have done, or what we are supposed to do, we have shown a rigid body in a xy plane, you can see that, okay, and rotating about a fixed axis, that is on the x axis, and a particle at a point P describes a circle with a center C lying on OZ, which is OZ on the positive x-axis. So the radius of the circle is, suppose the radius of the circle is having the small r, which is perpendicular distance of the point P from the axis. We can say this perpendicular distance can be written as, I have not written, so I can write down now. The perpendicular distance can be written as small r. So the linear velocity vector, if I will talk about the v, okay, of the particle at a point P, is shown along the tangent of the circle at the point P. Whenever we want to make a perpendicular vector or a v vector or velocity vector about any point, we have to make a tangent. We all know that. So in a very small interval of time, suppose we are talking about a delta t. So let the particle reach P dash after time t. After time delta t, the particle suppose reached at point P dash, and after tracing P C P dash angle, and that is delta theta. And this is all we know, that this is angular displacement. So whatever the displacement concept we have studied in linear motion, that is denoted by s. So when we talk about the rotational motion, so which term gives you the displacement? This theta terms gives you the displacement. Now we are talking about a small interval of times, that is why the displacement is also very small, that is the angular displacement, and that is denoted by delta theta. So here I have written, so delta theta is basically the angular displacement, and if I want to find out the angular velocity with it, so we know the concept of formula of velocity. Velocity is equals to displacement upon time. So in the similar way, angular velocity will be equals to delta theta upon delta t. So means what? Angular velocity of a particle as the time rate of a change of its angular displacement. This is the definition. If suppose delta t tends to 0, delta t is very small, okay, the ratio, that is delta t upon delta t, approaches to a limit, okay, and which is the instantaneous. We all know that whenever we put a limit to the angular term, or whenever we put to a limit to a average formula of anything, it will end to up as instantaneous formula of it. So if we will put limit to the average angular velocity, so it will gonna give you the instantaneous angular velocity, and that can be written as d theta by dt. So hence its angular velocity becomes omega is equals to d theta by dt. And what is the SI unit if I will talk about? It is radian per meter square, per meter second. So okay, per second, radian per second, and its dimensional formula is m as m0 l0 t minus 1. That is I have not written. And the most important thing is which we need to discuss is the direction, that is the how to get a direction of the omega. If it is a vector quantity, then it should have a direction. Of course it is very obvious. Which formula we will use? We will use right hand screw rule. If you have not read about this rule, so in this video we will be explaining about the right hand screw rule. So this is the diagram which I have drawn to explain you what is the right hand screw rule. So always remember, if you will keep a screw at the origin, if suppose I am talking about the direction of omega, how to get an omega direction, so keep a screw at the origin, okay, and this is the diagram which we have drawn for the earlier method. Suppose a body is rotating in an anti-clockwise direction from P to P dash, then P to P dash to double P dash, and then triple P dash, means the body is rotating in this way, that is anti-clockwise. And suppose for a small instant of time delta t, the displacement took place is delta theta. So in this case, where the screw will go, So always remember when the for anti-clockwise rotation, okay, the direction of the angular velocity, that is omega, is along the axis of rotation and it is directed upwards. Okay, whenever you will rotate the screw in the anti-clockwise, the screw will go up. Okay, so wherever the direction of the screw will go, you will get the direction of the omega. In the second case, similar case, if you will keep the direction of the screw, means you will keep the screw at the origin, and now what you will do, you will rotate the screw in the clockwise direction. So means the object is now rotating like p to p dash, means I have not drawn here the, yes, let me draw this direction. Okay, the direction of the motion of a particle is clockwise. So for clockwise rotation, always remember the direction of the angular velocity, that is omega, is along the axis of rotation and it is directed downwards, means our screw will come out of the plane. Okay, so wherever our screw will move, so that will be the direction of the omega. So this direction can be given by right hand screw rule, means which hand you will use your right hand, and the direction of the screw will give you the direction of the omega. So this is all about the relation between the angular velocity and the linear velocity concept. If I will go the mathematical wise, so you can see what I have written. Suppose mathematical wise, if you want to find out, suppose if I will talk about the radius vector, suppose this is a point A and this is a point B. Okay, suppose a particle is moving along a circular path of radius r. Okay, and with a uniform angular speed, that is omega. Now at any interval of time or at any time t, suppose the particle is at position A. Now where OA, if I will define OA, what is that magnitude, that is equals to r. In a some time delta t, what happened, let the particle reach to the point B. Okay, and tracing an angle, suppose the angle between AOB, suppose we are taking a delta theta. In this case I have not mentioned delta theta, let me mention the angle, that is delta theta. Okay, now what will be the OB, what will be the OB? So OB will, if suppose this is the displacement, if delta theta is the angular displacement, so it can be given as delta r. Suppose we are talking about delta r, so how to get a OB? With the help of triangle law of vector addition. So r plus delta r will give you the resultant, that is the OB, after using the triangle law of vector addition. Excuse me. Okay, so our OB will become r plus delta r. So by definition, what we know, by definition, omega is equals to delta theta upon delta t, that just now we have studied. So delta theta can also be written as omega into delta t. Keep it the equation number 1. Now also, by using the parallax method, we have studied in the chapter 2, that is units and measurement, parallax method, that is arc method. So delta theta can also be given as arc upon the radius, since AB is the arc. So mathematically, if it is very short, that is delta theta is very small, so this arc AB can also be written as AB, straight line distance, and that can be written as AB upon A. So AB, we all know the magnitude wise it is delta r. So if we want to take only positive values, so we are keeping the modulus and delta r upon r. So delta theta can also be written as in the two ways. One is omega into delta t, and second is delta r by r with the help of parallax method. Now if I will equate both the equations above 1 and 2, so we will get this equation, and omega r can also be written as, if I will bring this r here and I will bring this delta t here, so delta r upon delta t is also magnitude wise, if I am talking about only just magnitude, it is basically a velocity. So displacement upon time is velocity. So we got a relation between the angular velocity and the linear velocity, that is v is equals to r omega. So this was all about the relation between the linear velocity and angular velocity. In the next very videos, we will start the topic with a new concept, that is known as torque.